Shalom, Israel. This is Sister Kana, and I'm out and about. I'm up on top of my roof, and I'm preparing for the Feast of Tabernacles, day 1. And I came out a little early this time because I wanted to prepare, because last year I was so not prepared. You know the story if you saw the videos from 2013. Okay, so I'm up, and I just wanted to show, and I hope most of you or all of you are doing the Tabernacle Challenge, and which is to put up your videos of you keeping the Feast of Tabernacles, and to show the world that Israel is back. We know the truth. The Most High has woken us up, and we are keeping the Lord's statutes and commandments. So I hope that you participate, and if you haven't thought about it, I mean, you could go in your backyard, for those of you who have a lawn in the front yard, because think about it, when you want to have a cookout, some people cook out on their lawns, in their backyards, or in this case on your roof, or the best case scenario is that you can go somewhere and just camp out for 7 days. But, I know a lot of people work, because I work, so you probably can't camp out for the whole 7 days, but you can do the first day or the 2 days and then come back and do on your roof for the remainder of the days or something like that. So, but I just wanted to give people the incentive, and I really wanted to do this video to just kind of show people like how I keep it, so that they can get an idea. I mean, sometimes people like put in their mind, or we all do it, we're putting it in our mind that something is really like hard to do, and like how we're going to do it. I mean, really, it's just that simple of just going in your backyard. If you have a backyard, you can, camp out. And if you have a roof, which most buildings have a roof, you can go up on your roof and find a place and prepare. And that's what I've done. So I just want to show you how I keep the Feast of Tabernacle, what I do, how I prepare. And, as far as the meal, because today is a Sabbath, and yesterday was a Sabbath, it was a double Sabbath. So I kind of made enough food, and it's, in the kitchen, I made enough food for the 2 days, so I wouldn't have to cook tonight. But, that's just me. I just try to prepare, even if I'm like running around at the last minute doing everything, I just try to prepare. I always prepare my meal for the Sabbath Friday before, Friday in the evening, before sundown. I always prepare my meal. And then on Saturday, I'll just kind of eat that throughout the day on the Sabbath. Or, you can make you some tuna. If you eat meat, tuna, you can get you slice up some chicken, make chicken sandwiches. You can buy peanut butter and jelly. Some people make their own jelly and, make your own peanut butter. I mean, you can learn how to really be self-sufficient and learn how to make your things naturally. But there's 100 things you can do. Buy cereal, like, some brand cereal or cornflakes or whatever. But just try to keep it with fruit also. But try to keep it healthy. Just learn how to make things for yourself so you can eat. So that's what I do. So I prepared a meal, and I I kept it, so that I don't have to kindle a fire. And a lot of times I eat it cold. I don't have no problem eating my meals cold. If I have to eat it cold, I try. Okay, so now I'm here. I have my tent up. So as you can see, my old raggedy tent. Okay, so this is my tent. And I don't know, it's getting dark, but it's only like 4:45. So it's just the sun is going down, but I know it doesn't get dark. It doesn't get dark until about 7:30. So, okay, so I'm going to show you. I hope you can see inside because of the light. But I have my bed. I have a little mattress that I have, if you can see it. And my pillow. Wait, hold on. I'm not sure if you can see this, guys. So yeah. And this is my pillow. And so this is where I'll be sleeping for the next 7 days. And let me see if you can see. Yeah, you can see it. So yeah, it's not bad. It's pretty comfortable, and I was able to put a rug down. I don't know if you can see this. I was able to put could you see my hand? I was able to put a rug down. Yeah. And then I have this like a mat that just covers it. That I have a few of these. So, so it won't be so hard and it's not on the concrete, because it's not like it's on dirt. When you're on dirt, it's a little softer than this hard concrete, as you can see. So I wanted to kind of use I wanted to use the rug as a cushion a little bit. Okay, and then I have over here, I'm not going to cook tonight. I don't know if you can see this stuff. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to cook tonight, but I brought out my barbecue little pit, which is very convenient. And I could cook. Starting tomorrow night, I'll prepare food and, have a fire, and it'll be really cute. So I'm excited. And then I have a little table here, and it has like, some things. Let me see if you can see it. I'm sorry. Okay, yeah. Some things that I need, like I got some candles and a little flashlight. I have a bigger flashlight, but it's charging, so it's on the charger. So I have some light, because I didn't have one last year, and it was so dark. But that's cool, so, I have my little table. And then I have my bucket. My bucket, and I use that like if I have to go to the bathroom, which is very disgusting. I'm sorry, but usually I don't, because I go before. But I'm saying if you're really camping out, you have, you're not, like I'm fortunate now because I'm on my roof, so if, I can run down to my house, but I try not to. And then when I'm at night, I don't want to even come out. My tent is dark. I don't like to come out, and usually I'll sleep through the night so I don't wake up. But I have my bucket just in case, and for those of you who, I think it's a good idea to have one, so you don't have to be, running out at night and in the dark and stuff like that, because that's scary to me. And so, I'm sure a lot of people like, aren't you scared, like, by yourself? And because when I was in the desert, I camped out, and I was there a lot of times by myself, and I did it for a couple of months, guys. Like, I went to work, and I came back, and I would go to the desert like it was my home. And I had an apartment and everything, but I wanted to learn. I wanted to get over my fear of, being out and learning how to start fires, learning how to cook by myself. And, and my friend, he helped me a lot. Matter of fact, he showed me everything, and he showed me how to live and stuff. But sometimes he wasn't there, and I would come there and he's not there. And, I'll come home, for work, and my tent or everything was there, but he wasn't there, and I had to be by myself. And you have to learn that in the worst case scenario, if you have to be out by yourself, or you have to spend time by yourself. So that's for the ladies, like not being afraid to do certain things, and sometimes you got to do things to get over your fear. If you're afraid of something, then sometimes you got to do it just so that you won't be afraid, because fear is a horrible, horrible spirit to have on you, to be afraid to do something or anything, so I don't like to operate in fear on no level, you know what I'm saying? I like to trust the Most High in everything I do, and then I also like to, to experience things so I don't have to be afraid, So I just wanted to, like, talk about that to, and show people, like, how I keep the Feast of Tabernacles. And so I pray that you're doing it this year. I pray that you put your videos up and that you start to show people, that Israel is back and we're keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. And that's what the challenge is all about for our brothers and sisters, Israelites, who are claiming Israel, who know they're Israel, who woke up to the truth. For those especially who are calling on the name AHAYAH, who have the seal, if you're keeping the correct holy feast days. And I wanted to really talk about that, because you got a lot of people and who are, giving out confusion regarding the holy feast days, for one. And some is intentional. They're doing it on purpose because this is what they're there to do. And some people, they just asleep. They're still asleep. But there are people who are doing it intentionally, and they're doing it solely because they have sold out, and this is their job, to put up false information, to put up wrong information, to feed the flock, to lead people astray, because Esau knows as long as we are not keeping the Most High laws and statutes, it prolongs us as a nation from coming back. They know this. So that's why they have these agents and people working YouTube to throw us off, to keep us off, to give you the wrong laws, to give you the wrong information. And if you don't study for yourself, you will be taken by these snares. So they did it in 70 AD to our people. When you read the scriptures and you go into the wars of the Jews, the Josephus in these books, it tells you how brothers and sisters of Israel, this is Israelite descent, Hebrews, made covenants with the enemies. They made these covenants with them, and they sold out. They took money, and they gave information. They told Israel to stand still, and you don't have to leave, just trust the Most High and all that kind of stuff. And now we're in 2014. It's a little more deeper than just telling you not to leave. Now they're leading you to the wrong locations. They got so many different snares set up that if you don't pay attention, if you don't study to show yourself approved, if you're not fasting and praying to the Most High regularly and asking, if you're not keeping the right days, the holy days, and the days appointed by AHAYAH, which the information is out. The GOCC, Elder Ricard, gave the correct holy days. He gave the secret of the times. Y'all have to go into it. And once you go into that that teaching, it's undeniable. Once you read it and it's clear. It's hard to not to dispute that. So anybody who's claiming that they into the truth and they talking something different than this calendar, you could tell you have to almost understand that it's intentional, and you start to see the people who are working against you. And so I just needed to say that because there's so much nonsense on the internet, and I praise the Most High that He woke me up and that He let me come out of America, and that I try to help anybody who wants to any kind of information. You can contact me and get some information despite all the negative, they try to put out or whatever and say. You know what I'm saying? If you're not getting the right answers, if people are not contacting you in enough time, because you can see we are very close, that you need to get out of Babylon. At this point, I don't even understand why people are still there. If you're a Hebrew Israelite and you know the truth, especially if you're calling on the name of AHAYAH, because I understand why the people who are calling on Yah, they're worshiping a whole nother spirit. They're worshiping a whole nother deity. They're not worshiping the power of Israel, the God of Israel. They're not worshiping Him. So you can understand why these people who are calling on Yah, Yahweh, Yehoshua, you can understand why they're keeping the days alongside the Jewish people, because that's who they're worshiping. They're still worshiping the Jewish people's God. That's what they're doing. So they're going to keep the holy days with the Jewish people. And they're going to fight you if you try to give them the information, because they're dealing with a whole another spirit. But when people are calling on AHAYAH, that name, and then they still have confusion about feast days and they don't know this and they just can't grasp the information, then you have to think that something else is going on with that. I believe it. So, again, if you go into GOCC, Secret of the Times, the brother finally came out with the right information, and I have to thank AHAYAH for that, because I was going back and forth with them for years. And for those of you who have been following, y'all know I was going back and forth with the GOCC about them holy days, and I praised AHAYAH for letting them, come out with the truth about it. And for those of you, I'm not even trying to go there with the whole CIA thing, because you already know. But, it took them a long time. So now finally they came out with it. Praise AHAYAH. We got the holy days. So now you can keep the laws of the Most High AHAYAH. Get out, get your tents, sleep out at night, because I always say that there are blessings attached to these holy days. And that, It's important to do it. So I know I'm rambling, but I think it's a good ramble that y'all need to get this information. But I think I'm past my 15-minute mark, so I'm going to have to cut this video anyway.